contractors.
We don't have a picture.
Let me turn the TV on.
I can see you all.
You have to turn the screen on. Remote.
Okay, sorry. My bad.
Let's say, we don't see nothing. It's a black screen.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the Town of Pownell Special Select Board meeting on February 29th, 2024.
Who was that?
Sorry. 2024 at 6 PM. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Board member roll call.
Angie Romney.
Bob Jarvis.
Hey, there he is.
Brian Harris.
Jamie Person.
Mike Gardner. I'd like everyone to rise for the pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Approval of the agenda, public comment, Conservation Commission discussion, term limits, and number of members, executive personnel job descriptions. And that's for the executive and admin assistant. Possible action and or announcement, public comment, and adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion, questions, comments?
Any detail on the possible announcement?
What's that, Bob?
I'm sorry, any detail on the possible announcement, or was that just to cover us in case we decide something?
Just to cover us in case we decide something, but I'd like to come out of it with job descriptions is my hope. So
Yeah.
I'd like to be able to announce that we have job descriptions, but I just wanted that in there.
Okay. Thank
Any
you.
more questions or comments about the agenda?
Nope.
All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Bob, aye.
Brian, I.
Jamie, I.
Mike, aye. I'd like to open up for public comment. Okay, Conservation Commission discussion, term limits and number of members.
So I know I explained to everyone through email, but I just will for the public's sake. When you voted for term limits on the Conservation Commission, you had wanted, I think it was 3-year and 2-2-year, or 2-1-year, 2-1-year and 3-3-year, something like that. But the statutes say 4-year, that all terms shall be 4-year staggered. So before making that change with the Conservation Commission, I wanted you all to basically rescind the previous vote and revote. The other piece is that Conservation Commission doesn't have alternates by statute. So the board would either need to be 3, 5, or 7 members. What can be anywhere up to 9. You guys had said 5 and 2 alternates. So you will need to decide if you want to make it a 5-member commission or a 7.
I gotta make a suggestion on that. My suggestion is that we add one more. I didn't realize it was a statutory requirement. I don't think any of us did, that they had to be 4 years. But I would think that if we just, I'm going to recommend that we expand it to 6. The only reason we do 7 or odd numbers is to kind of break ties on votes, but they're really not going to be voting on a lot. They're not going to disagree a whole lot. So that gives us who is currently the alternate, that makes her a permanent, and then everybody can be a voting member. My recommendation is 6. I'm happy with 7, but then we've got 1 empty seat.
I believe we got 2. Got the alternate, but I thought we had 1 additional person.
No, so you have 5 members and then 1 you named as an alternate.
Didn't we get another person that was interested? I thought somebody else mentioned being interested. They didn't.
I think the last one was a Margaret Cody. That
She's the current alternate.
the current.
Okay.
alternate, yeah.
No, I understand that, but I thought unless it was out in community, they were interested, and I told them that they can send a letter of interest. Maybe they didn't follow through. So, okay.
Well, maybe that's a good reason to make it 7, and then if they do follow through, we've got a spot for them.
And if there's ever a
A tie.
debate, yeah. It's
Well, I
tricky.
always think you get back to it and convince somebody. It's that last juror.
Mhm.
Let's do two motions. Because we'll have to figure out term limits, how we divide that up.
I was gonna say,
Or do we let them,
I would let
Staggered when
them,
they're all
let them stagger their
appointed the
own?
first time.
yeah, they did a really good job with assigning or coming up and volunteering for different term limits before, so I think they.
I'll,
Okay.
guess I'll entertain a motion to, first we need to rescind our previous motion for the terms.
I make a motion to rescind, I think I made that initially, to rescind the time limits of the postings for the Conservation Committee. That that's,
Yeah, their term limits, yeah.
that term limits.
I'll second.
So I have a motion on the floor to rescind our motion from our previous Conservation Commission term limit meeting. I don't know the date. I apologize. I have a motion. I have a second. Any questions, comments, concerns? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Bob, I.
Brian, I.
Jamie, I,
Mike, aye. Now I'll entertain a motion to have the term limits for the Conservation Commission set at 4 years by state statute. And let the Conservation Commission determine who is staggered and who is not. I'll entertain that motion.
so move.
I'll second.
Any discussion, comments, questions? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Bob, I.
Brian, I.
Jamie, I,
Mike, aye. Now I'll entertain a motion to change the number of, I guess, well, let's discuss it first and see what the general.
well, we gotta rescind the
Yeah, I'll entertain a motion to rescind the number of members on the Conservation Commission.
I don't think we need to do that. I think we could just say expand the commission, make a motion to expand the number on the commission to, whatever.
Okay. I like the idea where you're going with your six, but I'd rather stay with an odd number just in case in the future they are both voting and they need a consensus.
You sure you
I
don't?
mean,
want to make the
I know we
argument?
have six right, counting our alternate right now, but
Well, if we went with seven, I think it gives us the option of if someone steps forward in the next, they see what's going on and they want to be a member of that commission,
Yep.
then we don't have to do anything except for add them at that time.
and hopefully enough people show up so they can have their quorum and all that. I know that's what we've had a problem with in the past is because
I don't foresee.
times we've had higher numbers and then, the interest faded away and they didn't have enough to take and even have, so they can have their quorum.
I don't see that happening right now because they're
I don't-
pretty,
No, I understand. I'm just,
too much or, no, I don't think, but. up here-
Bringing it to light.
I understand.
but
What's your pleasure?
I'll make a motion that we expand the Conservation Commission from 5 members to 7 members.
second it.
Any questions, comments, concerns? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Bob, I.
Brian, I.
Jamie, I,
Mike, aye.
boy, I read.
Thank you.
Didn't I?
I'll entertain a motion to enter into executive for personnel job descriptions for the executive assistant and the admin assistant.
So moved.
Second it.
Questions, comments? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Bob, I.
Brian, I.
Jamie, I,
Mike, aye. What's that, Hannah? I'll entertain a motion to come out of executive session for personnel job descriptions for the executive assistant and admin assistant.
So moved.
second it.
Any questions, comments? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Bob, I.
Brian, I.
Jamie, I.
Mike, aye. We do have one announcement. At the next regularly scheduled board meeting, we will have job descriptions for both the executive assistant and admin assistant to proofread and approve. Any public comment here?
No hands are up.
So just for the record, for our town meeting is date and time. I just figured we might as well put it out there.
Town meeting is Monday, March 4th,
Monday, March
7:30 PM
7:30.
at the Pownell Elementary
At
School.
the elementary school. Yep, I
Yep.
was looking at the date.
Thank you.
Election is the next day, Tuesday.
Yeah, election is Tuesday the fifth.
And it
Here.
doesn't start until 10.
Here
correct?
in the new town office.
Here in the town office, yep. If I don't have any public comment, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, comments? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Bob, I.
Brian, I.
Jamie, I.
Mike, aye. Thank you, everyone.
Have a
Have a
good
great
night.
evening.
Good night, everybody.